what I love most about it is that I have lost like 9 kilos and I didn't really have to count calories. It was more a mindset thing. It was more education. I'm Bridget and I first found the Shake Up, it was my 38th birthday, and I actually hired the Rebound Land and had a pickleball tournament, and I was so hungover the next day. And I remember thinking like, something's got to change here. This wasn't how I wanted to spend my birthday. I wanted to like feel more energized, and I knew that I needed like a circuit breaker. I'd been looking at the Shake Up for a long time, and I'd looked at every single testimonial. I knew people who came here, but I had told myself this narrative that I don't do hard exercise. I only do Pilates, walking, and that's it. Like, well, I don't understand why people would put themselves through any form of pain in order to get results. Like, it just was like, no, that's no longer me. I saw the people doing the battle ropes, and I was like, why would people pay money to do that? But there was something that just kept like niggling at me, and eventually like I was like, I'm just going to try it. I'm going to do the 7-day trial and see how I go. The pain of staying the same was now greater than the pain of changing. I just was like, this isn't the version of me that I want to be. I was also coaching a lot of photographers, and I was like, you have to, like, who are you when no one's watching? You have to like embody that. And I was like, well, I can't lead from the front if I'm not doing this shit myself. So how can I put myself in a situation where I'm the beginner again? And so that's why I signed up. I did the first class. It was a Monday, it was a HIIT class. I nearly died, and I was like, what have I done? But everyone was so lovely and supportive and welcoming that I just felt so much better after leaving. And I never ever would have pushed myself that hard had it been just me. And so I need that accountability in order to get results, and that group mentality that we're doing it together, that you're kind of in it together even though you're doing it at your own level and own pace. So I've just surrounded myself with people who were like more expansive, like more experienced than me, and I was like the weakest person in the room. And that's when I knew I was in the right place. And so I came back again, and I think I came 3 times in my first week and could barely like walk or sit down and didn't know how I was ever going to function. But they kept telling me, it'll get easier, and it has. And now it's like, I just look forward to it now, whereas I used to kind of have to like talk myself into it. So the challenge really appealed to me because I had been training from October to February, and I had got that down pat, but I knew I had still a lot of habits around my eating. I basically thought I ate okay, but I was the type of person who would just get stuck into work and then realise I haven't eaten anything. So I'd grab like a can of tuna or some corn chips and hummus and call it a meal, and eat the scraps of the kids, like always that mum on the run, not prepared, like just kind of, and then wondering why, like I'm working out so much, why is the weight not shifting? And that's when I was like, I think this challenge would be really good. And I spoke to a lot of people who had done it, and they were like, it's definitely worth it for, especially like to dial in your eating. And honestly, it was so, the way you taught it was so simple. And I think what I love most about it is that I have lost like 9 kilos and I didn't really have to count calories. It was more a mindset thing. It was more education around omega-3s and proteins and all of that and how to do it. And so I felt like I've never eaten more. Like I have to I had to really like remind myself, okay, I have to eat now. And what it did, and what you said it would do, is like reset my metabolism. So now I actually burn fat, I feel better, and the weight just started coming off. I love the community, like I've said. Everyone here is just, I don't know what most people do, and I love that. Like, not one person is like, what do you do? Like, it's not pretentious. It's just come in, we're all getting it done. We all are supportive. Everyone cheers each other on. Everyone's always, I've made some really good friends. And I feel like I've got like buddies, my gym buddies, and I just feel like, again, it just pushes me to that point that I wouldn't do myself. And the fact that you're doing it with everyone else. There's that saying like the rising tide lifts all boats, and I feel like that's kind of what the Shake Up is. It's like everyone in it together, so everyone's getting a better outcome because of each other.
Fucking right. Could be the best testimony in history.